and thank you everyone for coming today. My name is Yukiyo Kawano, and I'd like to share a little bit more about Ichiro Moritake. Sorry, my voice is soft. So growing up in Hiroshima, he is the figure, very important figure, and I clearly remember and sort of fearful of, his image through the local media. He's just the rage that he has towards the nuclear testing, and also towards the nuclear power state that they are conducting the nuclear testing. So, and also, this is the sentiment that I know that many of the people in Hiroshima share, that we see 100,000 deaths on his shoulder when he was protesting, sitting in front of the cenotaph of the Memorial Museum, Memorial Park, and that legacy Haruka Moritake carries. And I also want to say that I didn't know until recently, but he carries this sense of regret and shame. As a philosopher, he was, and the teacher, he was teaching militaristic dogma to his student. And this sense of shame and regret is also deeply inside of me as a granddaughter of a Japanese soldier who was sent to Sino-Japan War in 1938. The year of Nanjing Massacre, and also 1941 to Malay Peninsula. The Japanese war atrocity silenced my grandfather. And that sadness and shame, I carry it with me, and that motivates me to be here and to make a solidarity movement. And a lot of the members that we've been connecting is here today, and I'm super, super excited. But yeah, this feelings, I also want to say that before we do any international meetings where we talk about Hibakusha movement, we want to first recognize the atrocity committed by the Japanese Imperial Army, and share our deep sense of regret and shame and sadness. I am deeply, deeply sorry for the million of people suffered by Japanese. And together with HANWA, member of HANWA, we are going to continue pressure Japanese government to acknowledge and offer recognition, apology and compensation. So let me share Haruko Morisaki's statement. So today we gather for the 3MSP to the TPNW. She stated the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons was a result of the tireless work of delivering painful testimonies and storytelling of the hibakusha and victims of nuclear testing. They are the witness to the extreme inhumanity of the nuclear age. For the past 25 years, Hiroshima Alliance for Nuclear Weapons Abolition, which has its base of operation in Hiroshima, conducting field surveys to investigate the extent of the danger caused by nuclear activities around the world, and has been forming a solidarity movement supporting and uplifting the voices of those who have suffered greatly in those nuclear affected areas. Based on our surveys and our personal experience with the affected communities, we are asking for the definition of nuclear victims of the TPNW to be broadened. First and foremost, include the victim who suffered by the uranium minings, the essential first step in the production of every nuclear activities, regardless of its said purpose. The mining of uranium are contaminating not only the miners. The abandoned uranium mines, uranium tailing, and waste from uranium-related activities contaminates land, water, wind, and food. Thank you. Causing devastating environmental and health impact. Majority of them are indigenous communities who suffer colonization. Who suffer colonialism and many forms of violence. We also share the painful story of Fukushima, people who are experiencing invisible suffering for the last 14 years. From this ongoing tragedy, we gain a deeper understanding of the industry where contract workers at more than 400 nuclear power plants around the world are to be exposed to radiation, even under the normal operating conditions. The preamble of the TPNW talks about the peaceful use of nuclear technology and of state inalienable right without taking the responsibility of informing people and help people understand the damage of the health of people and ecosystem by the nuclear operation. It is important to make effort to bring those issues on the table at the meeting of the state parties. Just the last paragraph. In 2024, Hibakusha's fight was recognized and received a Nobel Peace Prize. For the Hiroshima Nagasaki Hibakushas, Nihon Hidankyo's chairperson, Mr. Terumi Tanaka's speech during the ceremony in Oslo was arguably more important than the receipt of the prize itself. For Mr. Tanaka's elucidating the long fight for relief in a spirit of state compensation and demand of apology by the state, and his determination to keep fighting has empowered the movement that is unfortunately losing many members each passing year who command to fight for their lives. This year, in 2025, we are we in Hiroshima, the birthplace of the nuclear annihilation. We are holding the World Nuclear Victim Forum in October with the aim of abolishing nuclear weapons and eradicating the use of nuclear weaponry in all their forms. Today we face the war waging by nations with ambitions to expand their territories by force, and the treaty of using nuclear weapon is imminent, and as we face the rush of nuclear ambition to plunder the resource such as uranium, a fight is becoming more urgent than ever before. In remembering Ichiro Moritake's, nuclear and humanity cannot coexist. We must save humanity and finally recognize the human rights and dignity of affected communities. And join us, a movement of solidarity at the World Nuclear Victim Forum in Hiroshima 2025.